Imagine if your head was see-through, so you could actually watch your brain think. Sounds like a wild sci-fi twist, right? But for one little creature in the ocean, it's real life. Meet Macropinna microstoma, also known as the Barreleye fish, the deep sea's weirdest transparent head case. This mysterious fish lurks deep in the ocean's twilight zone, where it has evolved to be, well, unlike anything you've ever seen. Buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive. Where can you spot this fish? All right, picture this. You're 2,000 feet underwater in pitch black, freezing cold, and totally alien territory. Welcome to the mesopelagic zone, better known as the twilight zone. It's where sunlight barely reaches and so dark that the only light comes from the creatures themselves in the form of bioluminescence. That's the world Macropinna calls home. Deep-sea creatures fight for every photon, using adaptations like larger lenses, longer exposures, and spatial summation, essentially bundling photoreceptors into super pixels for better sensitivity. Our friend, the Barreleye, calls these depths home, typically hanging out between 2,000 and 2,600 feet, or 600 to 800 meters, below the surface in the northeastern Pacific Ocean. And the best part? It's got a see-through head. Let's get into the real star of the show, that transparent head. Unlike any ordinary fish, Macropinna has a fluid-filled, crystal-clear shield covering the top of its head, giving it a sort of underwater helmet. This unique shield isn't just for show. It actually protects its delicate tubular eyes. Without this shield, those delicate eyes would be far too vulnerable. Now, these eyes aren't like ours. They're specialized for low-light environments. Each eye is tubular, with a large lens that lets the fish capture as much light as possible. A must when you're swimming in darkness. And notice that green tint. That's from a yellow pigment in its lenses, which helps filter light and spot bioluminescent prey against the dim glow of sunlight from above. It's like having built-in night vision goggles. Now, this incredible little fish is only about 6 inches, 15 centimeters long. It may be tiny, but it's big on personality. So, how does a Barreleye actually catch its food with those upward-facing eyes? Here's the strategy. First, it hovers in place, perfectly still, scanning the waters above for anything tasty, a shadow or a hint of bioluminescent glow. When it locks onto something, the fish rotates its eyes forward, aiming right at its prey, and then, bam! It lunges upward and snaps up its next meal. And what's on the menu? Mostly jellies. Observations show it primarily hunts sea cnidarians, especially large bioluminescent siphonophores. Scientists were stumped for a long time about Macropinna's eyes. Its eyes are like two periscopes pointing straight up, completely ignoring its mouth. For a long time, no one could figure out how this bizarre setup worked. How does a fish even see what it's eating if its eyes are glued to the ceiling of the ocean? Turns out the Barreleye has a trick. Those eyes can actually swivel, shifting from looking straight up to looking forward. With an arc of about 75 degrees, Macropinna can track fast-moving prey with incredible precision. And here's a fun twist. Those extra eyes that look like they're peeking out from the front of its head, those aren't eyes, they're its nostrils. Calling the Barreleye unusual feels like an understatement. Let's start with the basics. The Barreleye Macropinna microstoma is part of the Opisthoproctidae family. Zoom out to the family tree, and you'll notice its cousins, like the long-nosed Monacoa or the sleek Opisthoproctids. They've each carved out their own survival strategies in the pitch-black deep, but what sets Macropinna apart isn't just its famous see-through head. Its body is short and compact, designed like a precision instrument for hovering silently in place, conserving energy while scanning for prey. Contrast that with its cousin Monacoa, whose elongated snout suggests a more mobile hunter, or Opisthoproctids, which adapted a flatter, sole-like body for riding deep-sea currents. The Barreleye, on the other hand, plays the long game, waiting patiently, perfectly still. And then, of course, there's its transparent head. While other species in its family rely on conventional body armor to protect their eyes, the Barreleye thought, why not a transparent helmet? Its transparent helmet protecting its rotating eyes from stinging jellyfish tentacles while still letting in light to have better vision. Studying the Barreleye fish isn't as straightforward as you might think. In over 30 years of deep-sea research, the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute's remotely operated vehicles have logged more than 5,600 dives. Yet, as of 2022, they've encountered this elusive fish only 9 times. These fish are so delicate that capturing them intact is a near impossible task. Scientists have struggled for decades to study their biology and taxonomy due to their fragile nature. If this amazing fish left you wanting more, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started. Stay tuned as we uncover more strange and beautiful creatures from the ocean's depths. Until next time, stay curious.